It's my 28th birthday in 5 days' time. And once this episode comes out, it's basically on my birthday. So happy birthday to me. And to be honest, I did not plan this in whatever way, shape, or form to record a bonus episode and talk with you, and especially it being around my birthday. And I don't know why, I was just sitting at home doing other things and I just had this urge to come on here and record myself. So welcome to this bonus episode of my birthday. Oh, I am someone that gets extremely reflective around my birthday, and especially on the 1st of December, I really want to be by myself and just think about the things that have happened over the past year and where I see myself going, and have a moment to just be grateful as well. Because one, I'm another year older, and the fact that I'm alive and I get to experience a lot of things is truly a blessing. But also, it's crazy how I've come down this path and launched a podcast, and I feel this responsibility of helping people, and I'm so gravitated and drawn towards it all the time. And today I want to share a life-changing moment for me that has changed my whole life over the past 2 years. And for some, it might be very straightforward and they'll be like, what is she saying? But for me, it's a big deal because it has really improved my life in ways that I wasn't aware of and I didn't think it would help me. And also, from my last birthday last year, I got all the guests to write a small note for me in my wisdom box, which I have here. And to share with me some wisdom to carry on. And it's one of those things that I look back at every so often. And I think this year I've looked at it for 2 times and read through the notes, and some of them have made me giggle and some of them have given me lots of motivation. So one thing I highly recommend if you're having a birthday and you're inviting a lot of people, to write you some wisdom. And I know not many people want to do that, but I think for me it really has helped because it's so much nice words, but also some things that you don't really think of and perspective it gives you. But I want to start with that decision I made 2 years ago that has changed my whole trajectory of my life. And it was the day that I woke up for my 26th birthday and I decided to stop drinking. And I know for a lot of people this might sound, oh, here's another story of someone stopping drinking. But I really want to unpack the reason behind it and what got me to that stage and how I'm feeling and how it's changed my life. So a little bit of background, I did not start drinking until I was 21, and I've had like a few drinks before that here or there, but it was never in social settings, or I never had the urge basically to drink until I moved countries, and a lot of involvement of socializing and things like that was around going out, having a few drinks, and then I basically got into it. But I hit a peak around when I was 24 and 25 where I finished uni, I was out, and there was lots of free time. So there was lots of catch-ups with people, lots of social work drinks, lots of celebrations, and I found myself going to a lot of social situations where I'd always be drinking. There was never a moment where I would go to these events and not drink. And whether it was a catch up with a friend or anything, I realized my whole life was, all my social situations was just around drinking. And my personality is either I'm all in or nothing. So it was never someone that would go to a social event for drinking and have like 1 or 2 drinks. It'll always be like, I'm either not drinking or like I'm getting drunk. There were moments here and there where I took some time off and I was wanting to reset, but it was just my whole social life was very surrounded around alcohol. I remember when I was 25, I took around 2 months off of drinking and I really enjoyed it. But then other things came up. I did this massive holiday where I was very socializing and drinking, and it never crossed my mind until the morning I woke up after my 26th birthday. And I was like, I don't like this feeling of waking up, being hungover, having all this negative self-talk and anxiety afterwards. So that was the moment where basically I said, no, we're not drinking for a year. And I was very fixed on it. Like one thing about me is that when I make a decision, there's no way out sometimes. And that could be a good thing. And that could be a bad thing as well. But in that moment, I was just, no, I've had enough and I don't want to drink anymore for so many reasons, like my health. And I'll list some of the reasons out as well. The top one for me was my mental health and the fact that, as I mentioned, I'd get anxiety so many times after drinking, and that feeling of, oh my God, have I said something or have I done something to embarrass myself? And I just feel like there was this other side of me when I was drunk that would come out and I did not like, but it was all the things that I was feeling. The next thing was the amount of money that I realized I was spending on going out and having fun in terms of drinking was obsessive. And I was like, why am I spending so much money on something that I know is not good for me? The third thing was like, as someone who's very ambitious and wants to do all these things, I really would never ever find the time to work on them because I was just too tired or I was trying to get over a hangover. And I was never a person that would drink at home. It was always in social settings. And then, I don't know, something within me as well was saying we've had enough and we don't want to move this forward. But also I think another catalyst was as well that I got a call from my doctor the night before and I had this health check where it was showing my hormones were a little bit imbalanced and I got diagnosed with PCOS. And that moment I was like, something's got to change. Like I can't live this life where I want to do all these amazing things, but at the same time, there are things that are weighing me down, like certain habits are weighing me down that are getting me to nowhere. Mind you, I don't regret doing any of the partying, the socializing with alcohol. I feel like for that time in my life, it was so what I was going for. And looking back at it, it's like nothing I regret. It's just, it was meant to happen at that time because I needed to experience that. But I also remember the moment when I was drinking, I somehow at the back of my mind didn't want to be drinking either. And going through that, I was having fun in the moment, but the next day I just wanted to be sober and not go through that. And whilst I was drinking, in the back of my mind, I just didn't want to drink. I don't know. It was just such a weird feeling because I'm out here thinking I'm having fun, which I was having fun, but I just wanted to not be in that situation either. I feel like I wasn't ever running away from anything with drinking. It was more around, it was just the norm and you do it and that's how you stay social and connect with people. But 1 year went by and I remember reaching that 1 year mark and I was like, I'm really enjoying not drinking. And so I decided to continue it. And one of the challenges of not drinking in social situations was that a lot of the times where you were in situations where you were drinking and you were socializing with people around drinking all the time, and when you socialize with them and you're not drinking, there's lots of questions asked. Why aren't you drinking? Oh, so is this going to be temporary? Oh, I know you'll cave in at some point. I'm sure you're not having fun now that you're not drinking. Oh, what's the drink that I can buy you so you can start drinking? And there was so many questions and peer pressure in a way because I feel like when you're not drinking, other people feel guilty that they're drinking around you sometimes. And I don't know, seeing someone not drinking is a very weird thing. I don't know. But in certain situations I was in, that's how people would treat and react. But I was 100% set and sure in my way that like, no, I've made up my mind. I'm not doing it. And I was really, really enjoying it. Like my mental clarity improved. I was getting better sleep. My anxiety basically went away. Like I have my moments. I'm human. And in that moment, I realized a lot of my relationships that was around the form of drinking was starting to dissipate because when I was sober and hanging out with certain people, I had nothing in common with them. And it was that thrill of that drunkenness, that thrill of, oh my God, let's have fun. And, when you're drunk, you don't know what you're saying sometimes and you have these delusions. But that's the moment when I realized that maybe when I was drunk, I was absorbing all this energy around me as well. And then that's why I would wake up the next day feeling so bad. But this experience has really changed my life. I realized that, I don't need to be drinking to have fun. There are so many things that I'm doing now that's filling my cup. I have more time on my hand on the weekend to do the things that I really have wanted to do. I've been able to start this podcast and pour energy into that. And I feel so content and happy. And I know I'm doing things that are giving me energy. And I'm really proud of it. My whole purpose of doing this is not to come on here and shame people that are doing it, that are having fun whilst they're doing it. That is not my aim at all. This is just for me to share my personal experience because it has really helped me and it's boosted my mood. It's boosted the things I could do. And I'm not saying people can't do anything if they're drinking, but I realize that drinking is not for me. Now, I'm not going to make it my whole personality of I'm not going to say I'm never ever going to have another drink. I'm never ever going to say I hate it. But right now in this season of my life, I'm not having an urge towards it. If there comes a day that I want to have a glass of champagne or whatever it is, I'm going to have it. But right now in this season of my life, I feel extremely happy. And I know there might be people out there that may be thinking of doing it or might even see this and be like, oh my God, this girl is delusional. But I'm here to share my story. It might help someone, it might not. But for me personally, it's changed my life completely in the best way possible. And I do not regret it at all. But moving on to the wisdom box, which if you're watching this on video format, you'll be able to see the wisdom box. It's a pink box with my handwriting with a red pen written wisdom box on it. And I actually have a few cards in there. Some of them are funny. Some of them I might skip, but I thought it would be a good reminder for me to actually read these. And maybe, you guys might do this later on as well. So the first one, never doubt your ability. You are powerful, loving, have good morals and intentions for everyone. What's for you will never pass you. Love you, your soulmate. Sakura. That's one of my lovely friends. The next one is don't regret what you did not do today for that better tomorrow. I'm going to skip this one. Dear Maddie, happy 27th. I'm first in the box. Thanks for being such a great person, full of beans and kind. Wishing you all the best in life. That's very sweet. Okay, this one's a long one. Put your energy into the people and things that make you smile when you don't even realize you are. Do anything that will make a good story. Everything you do is a vote for the person you're becoming. Stay bright. Live life to the fullest. Always put your health and happiness first. Focus on the positive possibilities. I love this one because it's one of my best friends that wrote this and I giggle every single time. So she said wisdom, ... Tune into your emotions and your heart because they know the answer. Get still and listen. And I love my friend. She's like, wow, that's pretty deep for someone who's had 5 champagnes. This one I really love. Keep doing scary things. You're on the right track. And my friend who put the first card in wrote, I realized there was no wisdom in my first card. So be yourself, be curious, try and fail and have fun along the way. You are always number one. Follow the white rabbit. Communication solves everything. That is very true. Start investing now. That's also very true. Every perceived setback is actually a step forward. What's meant for you will never miss you. That's very true too. Buy the ticket, take the ride. This is very, very special, this one. Protect the people you love. Leave them better than you found them. I'm skipping this one. Not suitable. This one, not many people will get, and the person who wrote it, is something between me and them, but, execute love, passion, goals like the above executes in excellence. And if you know what this means, you know. I had this very beautiful friend that wrote in Spanish and I had to Google translate this. So I'm not going to Google translate it now, but it was something very beautiful. Yep, not appropriate. If it's not scary, it's not worth doing. That's very true. Someone wrote for me, and I love this person to bits. It's like, Maddie, you are wise beyond your years, so not a lot of wisdom to impart here. My only wisdom as a friend is that all things that happen in life happen to make us who we are. That's very true. Don't be afraid to leave people behind. Not everyone has the courage to go where you're going. And this one, out of this whole card deck, is my favorite one because my beautiful friend always reminds me of this. And especially when you're going a journey that's less traveled, it's really hard to be okay in putting people or situations aside for a minute and focusing on what you're trying to do. But you just got to listen to that inner voice and continue doing what it is you're doing. Stand for what you believe in, even if it pisses people off. Very true. This is my mum. Like, I'm not going to read my mum's. She's just saying how much she loves me, but that's very cute. I can't read this. It's very green. So buy a self-cleaning oven. Very good. My sister wrote, you're the youngest you're ever going to be, so be grateful and happy. She puts me in my place all the time. At the end of the day, being happy with your own path is the most important thing. Seek positivity. It's always a good time to have a laugh and be a little silly. Very true. Choose your battles. Breathe and allow things to pass. Don't forget to pause and take a deep breath. I agree with this. Just say yes, obviously within reason. Haha. Churn credit cards yearly for points. That's very true. I'm not giving any financial advice, by the way, just saying. Don't change yourself for anyone else, and don't change your perfect right now. I think when I read all these, I get lots of positive emotions and I feel incredibly blessed that I have these people around in my life. I really enjoyed reading that. It's been a while since I've actually read the wisdom box, but I highly recommend you doing it for your birthday or any occasion that you want some people to put some thought into you. This was more valuable than anything on that day. But before I wrap things up and to summarize everything, 28 is going to be the year of delusion, working towards those big goals, those big dreams, staying positive, making impact, and really embracing my authentic self. One thing the past year has taught me was that there's always going to be mental challenges. There's always going to be things that pop up that you never expect. There's always going to be moments that you don't believe in yourself and it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But you've got to remember why you're doing all these things in the first place and tune into it and repeat it and get motivation and move forward. I can't wait to see where this journey of the unknown is going to take me. Obviously there's fear, but I'm extremely looking forward to it. 27 was tough, not going to sugarcoat it or anything, but I'm so grateful for so many reasons, for the people around me, for starting this podcast, for being surrounded by love, support, and most importantly, being here healthy. But I can't wait to see where the year of delusion takes me. And thank you for tuning to this bonus episode.